This video covers a new type of issue I have just discovered with the COTREX trail data, duplicate trails. In particular, we're going to look at the Bear Creek Trail, which is managed by Jefferson County Open Space, Parks and Trails, although it also crosses into other jurisdictions. And initially I thought that was the problem, that Jeffco was providing COTREX data and then City and County of Denver was also providing data, but the actual tabular information, what some people call the metadata or the fields or the attributes associated with these trails, indicate they both came from Jeffco. So I don't think it's an issue of mixed jurisdiction. Now, avoiding duplicate trails is important. While they may not cause a trail user to get lost, if you're going to do an analysis as to how different communities are over or underserved by a trail system, having duplicate trails is going to mess that up. For example, you could do an analysis, say, by census block group, say this block group has within, say, a 10-minute drive access to X number of trails. Well, this other block group has access to fewer trails. Having duplicate trails is going to mess up that metric. And that's something that's becoming more important here in the state of Colorado. Also, these should be really easy to detect. It's probably built into most GISs, but if not, you could just simply buffer all the COTREX trails, say, to 3 meters. You pick the appropriate number and then go through each trail one by one and subtract all the other buffered trails. If nothing's left or if very little is left, then you have a duplicate, at least something that should be reviewed. I suppose there's going to be a few edge cases where you have parallel trails, truly parallel trails within just a few meters of each other, but I think that's pretty rare. So on your screen, you have the COTREX data in green with a black casing overlaid on the OpenStreetMap tiles. This is Pence Park, and Pence Park is managed by the City of County of Denver, but the data actually comes from Jefferson County. So if I zoom in here just south of the border with Pence Park, you can see that indeed there are 2 separate trails here. And if I select both of them, there we go, you can see that most of the attributes are the same, with the exception of things like unique IDs and the length and the maximum elevation. In one case, it says snowmobile no, and then the other one is unset. It's a null value. And also with horse use, in one case it's set to yes, and the other one it's a null value or unset. So these are really truly duplicates, I feel. At first I thought this was just maybe a different way of saying this is a horse trail, same physical trail as the hiking trail, but we have a data model that separates them, even though physically they're the same. I don't think that's the case. I think it's a glitch in somebody's spatial database. Now, COTREX does not filter these out. This is the COTREX application on the web, web map, web app, what have you. And you can see that indeed there are 2 separate trails here. I'd like to point out that in this case, the U.S. Geological Survey trail data gets it right. So they either got a different version of the data from Jeffco that did not have this error, or they have their own internal QA/QC process that detects duplicates and removes them. So in summary, we have a case where in COTREX, both the publicly available data from COTREX as well as data in their web map has a duplicate, and that can impact any analysis done as to the total length of the trails in an area.